Hey guys, so a little while ago I went out to eat with a friend of mine and she ended up asking what a shunt was. And given that this month is actually Spina Bifida Awareness Month, I'm going to be making videos Monday through Friday about Spina Bifida, pretty much anything and everything that has to do with Spina Bifida. So today I'm going to be making a video about shunts. So just to get started, if I look up a lot, it's because I am actually recording on my phone and my notes are on my laptop. So if I look up, it's because I'm looking at my laptop screen. I don't want to give you guys any wrong information, so I have notes on my screen. So just to get started, there are 4 different types of shunts. There is a VP shunt, a VA shunt, VPL shunt, and an LP shunt. The one I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is a VP shunt, and I actually have this shunt. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I have hydrocephalus on top of spina bifida. So to treat hydrocephalus, they put in a VP shunt. So to actually put in a VP shunt, what they do is when a baby is born, if a baby is born with a lot of hair, they actually would shave the baby's hair around this area, which is right behind the ear. And what they do is they make an incision that's U-shaped, and from there they also make another incision in the belly, because the VP shunt goes from the brain all the way into the belly. So what they do is they actually drill a small hole into the skull, and then a thin tube or catheter, whatever you want to call it, is actually passed through the brain. And this can be done with or without a computer to actually guide the doctors that are doing the procedure. And it can also be done with an endoscope if the surgeon actually wants to see inside the ventricle. So another catheter is actually placed underneath, well, the skin behind the ear, which is right here, and it's sent down through the neck and into the chest. So my shunt actually goes all the way from right here of my brain, goes down behind my ear towards the back of my neck, kinda, or the middle of my neck right here. Basically where my artery is, that's where the tubing is. Goes into the middle of my chest and then down into my belly. I have 2 scars actually on my belly, and the reason for that is because I have my initial scar from when I first got my shunt, and then I had a revision, so I have 2 incisions instead of just the 1. And then so once they place the catheter behind the ear, it's sent down through the neck and into the chest and then down to the belly. And then once it stops at the chest area, the doctor may make a small cut in the neck to help position the actual tubing. It's not always the thing that they do, but just in case they do need a little extra help, they sometimes do that. And then a valve or fluid pump is placed underneath the skin behind the ear, and that valve is actually connected to both of the catheters, the one that they actually put into the little hole that they drill in the skull and the one that they put into the belly. So once those 2 are connected with that valve behind the ear, basically all it is they're putting that valve in to pretty much pump out any excess cerebral spinal fluid that is being either rushed into the brain or rushed into the belly. Either way it goes, it's basically there just to alleviate any pressure that builds up, because if there's too much pressure in the brain or in the belly, it could be fatal for patients that have hydrocephalus. The VP shunt is the one that they actually use to treat hydrocephalus. So when extra fluid builds up around the brain, the valve will open up and the excess fluid will drain through the catheter into the belly or the chest area. And that pretty much just helps alleviate the pressure from the brain. And as far as the recovery goes for this procedure, when I had my revision, they wanted to send me home right away. But when I was a baby, I actually stayed in the hospital. And I don't know if it's just because I was older, but sometimes a patient stays into the hospital just in case of anything, or if something went wrong in the procedure, or whether anything. Like with my last procedure, with my revision of my shunt, this side of my body the side that my shunt is actually in, that side of my body was completely numb, and I had to go through therapy to regain all of my movements on this side of my body. So, having that said, they still wanted to send me home because it was just the fact that I didn't really feel my body. But as anybody else knows, surgeries, they're not the very like easiest thing to predict as to how they're gonna turn out. But with mine, this side of my body was just numb. I couldn't feel it. So, based on the patient, on how they're recovering, they will either be sent home after the procedure or they stay in the hospital for a little bit. So yeah, hopefully this video helped you guys out a little bit to learn a little bit more about the VP shunt. Tomorrow I'll be talking about what a VA shunt is. Like I said, there's 4 different types of shunts. And yeah, hopefully this actually helped you guys a little bit to understand what a shunt actually is and what it does. And just learned a little bit more about the VP shunt. And I will see you guys tomorrow in my next video to talk about VA shunts. And as always, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.